So I got my trailer backed in the shop here. I got a few projects I want to do to it. I've had this a couple years and I really haven't done much. I threw some lights on it. And when I'm using it, I just anchor my tie downs to the stake pockets, which works fine. But I did pick up some D-rings. I want to mount these on here. Just makes it a little handier. They might be a little noisier, but I want to get a couple of these mounted. I just like the idea of having a better hooking point. These I picked up at our local trailer supply, steel supply outfit. These were like $9 each. These are the 1/2-inch D-rings. But I'm going to mount these strategically on here. Probably right in here somewhere and back there somewhere. I might wind up getting a couple more because maybe I'll put some here, there. Maybe I'll put like 3 down each side. But I want to get that taken care of first. And I have a spot here that I've just been babying license plates to hold the wood down. But I want to get this fixed, this back here. It works fine. My ramps still snap in here fine if I use them, which I haven't been using them for my pickup, but we've used them for other vehicles getting them on here. But I want to try to straighten that out back here and fix this, which I'm probably just going to wind up throwing a flat strap of steel across here. I don't know. But I want to get this taken care of and clean up a few things. These fenders are beat. Eventually I'll replace them, but I want to make sure they're good enough for now. See, there's a hole here where it's been bent down. The guy I bought it from put these fender guards on it out of, look like cutting edges off a cat or grater, which are super heavy duty. They're not pretty, but they're super heavy duty. I was going to cut them off, but they work so good, I'm just leaving them. I want to make a mount for my spare, which I'll probably build a stake pocket mount or something, mounted in one of these stake pockets, something like that. This is where I hook my little winch up. I got a little portable winch that I can slam in there, and I want to leave that, but I do want to get a box for the front. I'm looking forward to doing that, which I may have to relocate the jack. I don't know. There's a lot of things that are going to happen when I go to do this, which isn't my top priority at the moment. The D-rings and my spare tire are first and foremost. To do that little project first and then get a box. And I think there's one at Harbor Freight I really like. It's like $120. Nice steel heavy duty box, which should fit right here, except for that sticking out. Might have to lop that off. I don't know for sure yet. We'll see. So I want to give this some attention and get this trailer fixed up a little better. It's a good trailer, but I want to make it a little better. I'm going to cut this receiver off right here and my hitch back here so that my box will fit in here. So I pulled this out of the shop the other day, and since then it's been raining on it, so I haven't really had a chance to do anything with the deck. I wanted to treat that. We'll get to that later. But I did straighten this out back here. So I put a piece of angle iron across the top of the boards on this dovetail section. Managed to straighten this out quite a bit instead of replacing it. I was going to just replace it, and then I was like, well, I could straighten it out. So I wound up just putting little relief cuts in here, knocking that forward, and then just re-welded it up. So that section's good. I got good open grooves for my ramps. I am going to put another piece across the back of this decking across here. I did put those 4 D-rings on. I put 2 here. And then the other 2 I was going to put on here, and I still may later, but I use those pockets for my anchors, but I put 2 up front so I can get my straps coming down that way. So I got a little bit of stuff to do there. I am going to make a spare mount to, or buy, whatever's cheaper. A spare mount to mount a tire here on the side, over there, or right here. We'll get to that. But the thing I wanted to point out, I was going to replace these fenders, and I still may someday, but I managed to, I cut out that spot that was bad here and just welded in a new piece. The other side was the same way. It had a real bad spot here, right here, and I just cut that bad section out and just welded in a piece. Put some bed liner spray on here that helped protect it, and then kind of hides all the dings and bad stuff. There's spots like this. There isn't any amount of bed liner I can put on here to hide that. I'm not worried about it. It looks way better than it did. They're not rattling, and you could actually stand on them if you had to. Now they're not going to bend like they would before, because they were, you can see one of the welds, they were cracked really bad all over the place. So they need replaced, but, or they, maybe they don't need to. They're fine now, but to look good, they should be replaced. But they're going to hold up just fine. These guards will take the blunt of the abuse, so they should be just fine now. So I went ahead and finished up the back end of the deck. I got the tail done. I like how that turned out. I got this on here. There's a little gap, which is fine. I'm not worried about that at all. But my boards won't be slapping around. They're tight and secure. And then now I got a toolbox. Right. I'm going to throw up here where that tire is. And then I got a spare tire carrier mount that'll go in this stake pocket. I haven't test fit it yet. When I get around to that, I'm going to see how, if it actually fits in that pocket. But I want to run a bolt through this, through the carrier and into the rail here. For security a little bit, but I also think it'll take stress off of these welds. That tire out here flapping, pulling. If I got a bolt through here into this, that should help reduce that stress on these welds. They might be strong enough. I just don't want to take that chance. So I'm going to reinforce it. And I'm either going to put it on this side or that side. I was thinking over here. I don't know why. Maybe I should put it over there, because if I got it over here, I can see it better in my mirror than I will over here. So it'll be one side or the other. All right, here's my spare tire carrier. It looks like it does fit in here, and it fits in here really good. The tire's gonna stick out a little further than I thought. I think it's okay. I don't think it's gonna interfere with anything really. But because it sticks out, I think I will put it over here on the driver's side. Keep an eye on it better. It's gonna stick out a little, and I'm okay with that. Do I want it there? Or do I want it up here closer? Could put it clear up here in the corner. Or here in the middle. Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's better there. Here, it comes with an anchor where you can secure that through the bottom. Oh, so we got this plate that will go up underneath. Well, I put this plate on the bottom here right now, just so this doesn't fall out or get pulled out and walked off with. And I'm temporarily throwing it on here. I'm not going to drill a hole in here and bolt that in yet, because I want to know where exactly I want it. So if I have it here, I can test it for a while. But by the time I'm done, I will drill a hole through whatever pocket location it's in. And that way it's really secure. It's not a big tire, but it could put a lot of stress on on this weld right here on both sides of this pocket. So meanwhile, I'll just run it like that and see how that goes. I'm gonna put the spare on there. Let's see, so it's sticking out, 5 inches or so there, which is okay. If I got crazy, I could cut it off, shorten it, weld it up, make it a little tighter, but I think it's okay. I think we'll be all right there. That'll give me room on this side to work around straps or whatever. Now we'll just get the box thrown on here. Okay, that's gonna fit nicely on here. I think I can bolt it right to this plate and then
down on the frame back in here. But I have a problem with my jack, which I thought I would. I was pretty sure that was going to come out far enough. So I'm going to have to cut this off right here and re-weld it up here somewhere. And hopefully this foot doesn't beat on here too much. I suppose if I position that just right, maybe it would come up in here. I don't know. Can't worry too much about that. Maybe I could set it a little lower instead of right in the middle, and that maybe keep the foot from banging on it too much. I don't know. I'll have to jack this up on some blocks. I'll pull this into the shop. All right, I cut that off. I'm gonna mount it or weld it on right there, which moved it. The front of the box is gonna end here. I can put that clear up here. And that gives me quite a room there to use the crank, and hopefully, wasn't thinking too much about the crank. It's the crank. I'm gonna clean it up a little more and move it forward just a little bit more. I don't wanna be banging my hand on the side of the box, corner of the box. It might be okay. I'm gonna go ahead and clean it up a little bit more. Move it forward into that location. Weld it on. What I do with it, I'll weld that on up here. And yeah, these need to be, I need to have a set of holes straight up and down. And I believe, yep, straight up and down. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. Weld that on, then we can mount the box. Oh, that's a lot of work just to mount a box. So that's how just the 4 bolts. I'm just gonna vacuum the shavings out of here. And this ain't gonna be too bad. I'm still gotta be careful. I'm gonna rack my knuckles on there, but if I lift it up a little bit, it's okay. Like I was showing earlier, this is going to hit the box. If I only would have turned this a little bit. Oh, that'll be all right. I could notch that. Maybe I will. Well, I want to keep my winch stuff all together. Boy, that's sure rattly, noisy. I almost need to put a mat in the bottom. What do I have for a mat? Do I have a rubber mat? Well, I do have this chunk of carpet. Could just lay that in there just for this. Put my keys in my pocket before I lose them. Okay. Pull this back out. I'm still going to slide around. That'll be a little better. All right, then I can throw all these straps in there. Yeah, I know. I didn't roll these up last time I used them. Whoop, that one come undone. I rolled that one up. And I rolled that one up. What do I have? I thought I had only 4 of these. I got 5. Or more. Huh, I'll be darned. Ow. All right, got all my straps in there. Got some axle straps. Throw that. Bought that to replace it. And some gloves. Everything fits in here just fine. There's actually a lot of room. It's only this full, so there's a lot more room to throw stuff on top of what I already have. So I'm pretty happy with that. Actually, I'm really happy with everything here. So I had bought this like in 2019, I think, and I haven't done a lot to it. When I bought it, it needed 2 new tires. It needed lights. There wasn't a light on it that worked. So I just went to Harbor Freight and bought a trailer kit, put tail lights on it, and that was all I needed to bring it home. And then I wired in a few more lights after the fact. And until recently, until this, I hadn't done a lot to it. I was worried about the deck boards falling out. The bolt holes, they were all wallered out really bad. I don't think they were holding any of the boards down. Probably could have peeled them right up. So, and they were bouncing. And then I had license plates on the back, kind of holding the dovetail boards in place, just 2 plates screwed down. So I got those off, fixed the dovetail part of it, new wood, or replaced that wood, and put those metal angle iron on the back there just to hold everything down. So I don't have to worry about the deck boards bouncing around, rattling, falling out. Pressure wash and treat these boards. Put some deck stain, or I got a bucket of ATF. Maybe I'll clean them up really good, dry them out, and then dump the old ATF on it. Just kind of seal it with that. I don't remember what I paid for this. I think it was like $1,800, or maybe $2,000. I don't remember. It was a really good deal for what it is. It's a good sized trailer. I think it's a 18-footer. I don't remember. It's an 18-foot deck, 18.5-foot deck. Yeah, so it's an 18-foot deck, and I'd looked for quite a while, and they were all like $2,500, and I don't remember exactly what I paid. I'm pretty sure it was under $2,000, but I had to go to Montana, and it needed a lot of stuff, but it was a real solid trailer. The axles weren't bent, the tires were kind of wore out, but I don't think that was axle wear. I think it was just dragging and just old age, because it had 2 new tires on it and the other 2 were just shot. So that's where we're at. I'm really happy with it. It'll last me a long, long time. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this out, clean up the shop, and I'll give you a final walk around. Okay, the back end. Some iron on here to hold the deck down, got everything all straightened out. So the box I got at Harbor Freight, it was on sale. It wound up being $98 and something on sale. The the spare tire mount was an Amazon deal. It's a Vevor brand, and I think it was $25. I'll verify that, but it was right around there. The reviews on this were really good, except for one guy. He had a bad experience. It just tore to pieces. And I'm wondering if he didn't have a big 17.5 or a 19.5 spare on it that was just too much weight. This is a
An 8-ply 15-inch tire. It's not really heavy. I'm sure it's going to be just fine. It's sticking out a little bit. Not too worried about it. I just don't know if I want it there, if I want to move it forward more. I don't think I want it on the corner, because if I ever jackknife it, it might come right into the corner of the pickup. I don't want that. So whether I want it over here or over there, I don't know. And I did have to cut that off. I showed you doing that. That way I can still use my winch in there without it going clear through into the box. I mentioned the box is only half full. I've got room for my winch and all my straps. Still be plenty of room to, I'll just be piling things on a little more, but there's plenty of room in here to have all that. So, pretty tickled. The only thing I really haul on this is the old Chev, old DK. And we've went and rescued some family and friends with this trailer. And so it's not used all the time, a couple times, 3 times a year maybe. Hopefully more in the future. But anyhow, I hope this is helpful. I hope you found it interesting. Hope you had as much fun with it as I did. This is stuff I've been wanting to do for a long time and finally got around to it. And so thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Catch up with you later. Bye.